we're about to spend 7 days on Jeju Island in South Korea. We've had a stressful start to our morning. It is 6 a.m. right now. We wanted to leave our dormitory at 4 in the morning because we are crazy and like to be 2.5 hours early for all of our flights. But my alarm didn't go off and her messages weren't going through to me. I think my phone died in the middle of the night or something. And I woke up and saw it was 4:25 in the morning. I was like, oh no. And so we rushed. My phone was only half charged for some reason. I don't know what was going on, but we're here now.
We're here. Well, this morning was so stressful. Let me tell you.
We also each have 1 hour of sleep.
Yeah. I woke up.
Look at this kid's carry-on. Not the car. That's my dream. Okay, we checked into our guest house. We are not allowed to like check in yet. We're not allowed in the room, but we just left our luggage there. And now we're on our way to our first stop of the day, which is Jeju Arboretum.
Yes.
And it's about an hour ride away on a bus. So we'll head to that now. We made it off the bus and there's cactus here. Yay. You. We think we're here. It's very pretty. We're just not sure if we have to climb anything. We're not big hikers. So, Oh, there's a map over there. Okay. We have a plan-ish. We're gonna go there. We are the red dot. 18, 10, 11, 17, 16, 25, down. Cool. We don't want to climb the whole mountain.
Yeah, that's a lot actually.
Yeah, so let's go. That's a bunch of like wildflower stuff. Greenhouse time. So Jeju Arboretum was created to showcase Jeju's wildlife, or plant life, I should say. So if you see in here, all of the trees and all of the plants in here have these little signs pointing out what they are. And there's a really big variety in here. These are fun. Cactus guys, yeah. Heading into the orchid exhibition house now. Orchids are one of my favorite flowers. So there's no orchid flowers in here, but there's all these cool like rocks, plant displays. So I'm wondering if these are something that are also called orchids. Not really sure. These are fun rocks. So Jeju is a volcanic island, so there's tons of these like really cool rock formations everywhere. These are just a couple of small examples. Okay, so I'm not sure if those were like orchid plants like I'm used to, because they didn't look like them at all. Maybe they're just out of bloom. I don't know. Anyways, we're heading into the bamboo forest now. There's a salamander man. I literally just said, because I think I saw him move. if that were a salamander. And so I said out loud, I want to see a salamander. And then I looked down and it was a salamander. I think he's a lizard, actually. Sorry to miss-species him. I think he's a lizard because salamanders are wet lizards is what is the impression I have from biology. So that was super cool though.
They're so
reptiles
cute.
and amphibians,
So
I love
cute.
them. So even the plants outside all have the little plaques. Dang, that must have taken a really long time. We made our way to the hibiscus garden and we wanted to come here because the hibiscus, or the mugawan, or the rose of Sharon, is the national flower of Korea, which I actually have tattooed on me now. Woo woo. So this is my mugawan tattoo. When I studied abroad in England, I got a rose tattoo because that's the national flower of their country. And while I was studying abroad here, I got the national flower of Korea. So we're heading out. We see this funky tree that has like fuzzy stuff and apparently bees, but apparently it's not a tree. And over there it says bottle bush. That's fun. So fun. Okay, so the last thing we're doing at the Arboretum is the wildflower garden. We honestly think we came a little too late in the season. It's summer now, not spring anymore, so a lot of the blooms are finishing out. There were only a few of the hibiscus left, and the wildflower garden is pretty sparse, but yeah. So this is the wildflower garden. You can see there's some stuff still growing, but if you're gonna come to Hala Arboretum, come in the height of spring, I would say. Stop for breakfast because it's only like 10:30 right now. We made it. We are now at a Tangerine Hats.
I want one so bad.
People we know have been posting with these Tangerine hats when they visit Jeju, because Jeju is really famous for tangerines. And there's a group of people over there, but we are at a coast viewing point and it is so pretty. We're going over there to that viewing point, but look at this. And all, like I said before, all of the rocks here are volcanic rocks, so you can see like all the cool formations, and it's like pumice stone. Super cool. They're Tangerine Hat people. I think they're a choir. Just look at how clean the water is. Oh my goodness, it's so clear. These things are alive. We don't know what they are, but they're moving. This rock is mine now. Look at how cool it is. All the rocks here are like this. Okay, we're heading to the next place. This is a trick, well, I mean, parasols exist, But this is a trick we've seen people do like regularly every single day in Korea. Just an umbrella if it's even mildly sunny. I sunburn very easily, so now I am employing the trick. But we are going from the viewpoint we're at now. I said it earlier, I think. What is it called? Can you look it up? We have an itinerary in our in a Google Doc. But we are at this beautiful point right now where I took all the footage, and we're heading to Samyang Beach next. That's our next point.
It's in Korean.
It's in Korean, which we know to read. Bang Sam.
No, girl. This one.
Oh, that one.
Dal or dal?
Dakmoru Heian.
Yeah.
Dakmoru Heian is where we are right now. And we're heading to Samyang Beach. But it's an hour and 15-minute walk, but an 8-minute drive, and no taxi will pick us up. And it's also half an hour on public transport, but 25 minutes of that half hour is walking. So yeah, we are contemplating what to do. Either way, we'll get there somehow. Update. We're not going to Samyang Beach. It's too difficult, and we're having a beach day full of beaches that we find like prettier tomorrow. So we're going to head on over to Samsunghol, and it's a rock park or something. It's a little park with lots of statues and stuff. So we're requesting a taxi to there now. Taxi was a success. We made it. Cool. So sorry, what are these called? Dolharubang are these guys. They're really famous in Jeju, and they are believed to be like guardian deity statues. And there's a bunch of them all over Jeju, and they are thought to be constructed around 1750s, and they're made out of the porous stone on the island. And yeah, they're very, very famous. But now we're heading into this place, Caves of the Three Clans, and we have lots of stuff to see. We saw this online, and we saw cool rock stuff. So we're gonna go look at cool rock stuff. Yeah.
Kitten on the Korean Cat Chronicles. There's a kitten.
We have kittens.
We have mommy. Oh my goodness. Hi, babies.
Ooh, she looks so nice.
So cute.
Okay, so this place is Samsunghol. It is actually the oldest historical site like in the Korean peninsula, and you can't see really well from the angle we're at. We can't go inside, but there are 3 holes in the ground. You can see in here, and then I'll show a photo of that sign over there. There are 3 holes in the ground, and the legend is that 3 demigods, 3 deities who like formed Jeju Island came out of those holes, and they basically created the island, and they survived off of hunting for a while, until actually they married princesses from another kingdom, and those princesses were the ones who brought agriculture, so like grains and livestock, to the island. Yeah, so there are 3 holes in the ground, and that's how Jeju Island, and I'm assuming because this is like the oldest site in Korea and the Korean Peninsula, that how basically Korea was formed. But cool. So there are the holes. Yeah. We found some Korean games that we actually learned how to play at an activity a while ago. There's like Korean hacky sack, we don't know what this is, and this arrow game, and we're gonna play it. We were trying to figure out what to do with these. We could not for the life of us figure out what to do, and then a family saw us, and an older Korean gentleman, a grandfather, came up and showed us what to do. So he did it so well, and it's so difficult, but he showed us what to do, helped us figure it out, and let's do it now. We're getting there. Yeah. Yes!
Perfect.
Okay, so we're at the shrine now, which is beautiful. So this shrine is to the 3 demigods we mentioned. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And actually ceremonies and rituals are upheld to memorialize them, even to this day. They have them twice a year, the memorial ceremonies to honor them. And it's held by their descendants, it says, I think. It's on the sign. Held on April 10th and April 10th and October 10th every year by descendants. I'm not sure if that means descendants of these people or descendants of Jeju Islanders. But yeah, that's really cool. We found orange trees right across from the shrine. Orange trees. Jeju is very famous for oranges and tangerines. Yeah, and they're growing here. Okay, so we finished up at that place. We are now heading to some markets. We saw a market on our way here, just around the corner. And then there's also Dongmun Market. It's a very famous market, and we're gonna look at these places for lunch. We're passing through a smaller market to get to the bigger market. We made it. Let's go. We want to eat. It is very big. Okay, we are currently in like Tangerine Central. Every shop on this row is tangerine fruit or tangerine themed. Hi, kitty. All right, we got
Orange.
this is tangerine juice. That's orange juice. They sell different. This one's sweeter. That one's sour. We're
got them
thirsty. We got them both to try. We're thirsty. We want to go.
Yes.
And we're still trying to find food to eat. All right, I have the tangerine. She has the orange. That is delicioso.
It's really good. Switch.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they taste really different actually.
They do.
I like both of them though.
I like the orange one more.
I like them both. But anyways, these are like by a brand. We see a stand that has fresh squeezed and we might splurge. We're at a market. They're like 3,001. We might get another bit of orange juice because we're hot and want juice too. But we still can't find anywhere really to eat because
Like to sit and eat.
to sit and eat, there's lots of street food like tteokbokki and then like fish cake soup and all that kind of stuff. But we want something as a meal. So, we're still looking. Close up time, first step. I've had this before.
It's really good.
That was my reaction too.
Oh my
It's
god.
sweet. This one was 500 won, which is like 25 US cents. Hit the spot?
Oh yeah.
We're gonna eat here. They have two options. Okay, so they have more than two things, but we still ordered what we saw outside. Bibimbap noodles, gogi soup. Yay! Fresh squeeze now. Okay, we're waiting for the bus before going to our last stop of the day. We have a plan for a restaurant for dinner, so that's technically our last stop. But our last touristy location is Yeongdoam Rock and Yeongdoam Pond. But we're waiting for the bus right now, and while we do that, we're gonna try this fresh squeezed juice. The man was very nice.
Yeah.
I ordered in Korean and then he proceeded to ask me if I spoke Korean. And I said no. It's really good. There's pulp. There's lots of pulp.
What do you expect?
It's really good.
This is my favorite one.
Yeah. So the ones we got in the little doll bottles that we showed you earlier, they're from a brand and they're good. They do taste really, really good, but they're like mass produced.
Yeah.
So we wanted this guy. We saw him at a corner,
Yeah.
a really small pocket of the market.
He was like the last stand in that pocket of the market.
Yeah. And that little pocket of the market is where we found the hotpok and where there's a bunch of smaller stands. And the hotpok was 500 won.
I think
Things
it
were
was.
cheaper.
I think it was gate 1.
Yeah.
It was gate 1, and it was right at the entrance. And so the first thing is the orange juice.
But there was no one there.
Yeah, there was no one there. I think because everyone's at gate 4. Is that the one we just passed by? And yeah. So they had this really good orange juice, and
But we passed this guy and he had a juicer. He had a juice press for the oranges.
yeah,
Yeah. Really good.
that's really good.
Anyways, we'll see you at the Rock. Never mind. The Rock and the pond are not the last thing. We're going to a beach afterwards. Yeah.
Did you forget?
I did forget. We are now trying to not get through things quickly, but We haven't been in our room at the guest house yet, and we've been awake since 3 in the morning, and we've been walking and flying and like doing things.
We want our day to end pretty early is what it is. It's not that we want to rush through things, because we're literally like, we took our time at this market, and we took our time. Like, most of the time we're just like walking around and stuff, but at the end of the day, it's like we are tired, and we want to see the things we want to see, but also we want to relax. So yeah. We made it to the rock. We think this big piece of land is the rock, but it's a really, really nice view of the coast, and there's one of the doll things over there, so we'll go see that. Okay, so actually that's the rock over there. We were mistaken. So we're heading over there now. But look at these people. They just caught fresh seafood over there, and they're sitting down to eat it right there. That sounds so delicious. And we have statues of the Hanyo, the Jeju female divers. We're going to see the Hanyo on another day. So I'll explain more about them on that day. They're more located in a different part of Jeju, most of them. They are around everywhere, but most of them are in another part. So I'll talk about them another day, but they're one of my favorite parts about Jeju Island. Okay, so we think right here is the pond, because the pond area is supposed to be where a river flows into the ocean and makes two like volcanic rock columnar joints, and we think that's these two, because obviously this is the ocean and this is the only place that looks like a river could run through. So that's what we think. It's really, really pretty here. Like I said earlier, I love the rocks here. They're just super, super cool. And yeah, look at this view. Absolutely gorgeous. We came down here, we looked, it's really pretty. There's lots of people taking pictures. There's cool rocks, very cool rocks. Yeah. All right, we are now headed to our last scenic thing of the night. Dodumujige. Yeah, Dodumujige, it's like it's a coast, it's like a seafront. Not really a beach, but it's a view of the ocean, and there's some really nice places to take pictures. So we're gonna go get on a bus and head there. And then we're going to dinner, and that'll be part of it later, because we're getting special Jeju black pork, which we're excited for. It's a Jeju Island specialty. So that'll be part of that, but that's gonna be after a rest at the hotel for probably an hour or two, so yeah. We came at the perfect time. We caught the sunset. Ah! I'm trying to vlog while I still have battery left. I have 8 battery. Here's the sunset. Here's some rocks. We're gonna try to take some photos, and I'll get pictures of the sunset. If my phone dies, Estefania will take over as my camera person. Bye-bye, son. Okay, we made it through the sunset. We're going back to the guest house. My phone's on 5%. We'll see you for dinner. Yes.
Hi, we're back. We're going here to Tombedon. Apparently it's good, but it's dead. This entire place is completely dead. To be fair, it is a Wednesday night, but like nobody is here. Yeah. We're gonna eat here because people recommend it. Okay, it turns out that restaurant was closed, but look.
I can't.
Look how disgusting the statue is. No.
Peppa.
And they're right next to Peppa and her family. No.
Like, imagine being a little kid and being like, oh my god, Peppa! And then you walk a little bit more and you're like, no, why is there boobies?
Why is there boobs? We're going here instead. Yay. So that was also a lie. We ended up having to go to the restaurant with the terrifying pigs outside. But we ordered a set of black Jeju black pork belly, and then Jeju black pork neck, abalone, and which is a fish, and mushroom. And then we have a whole bunch of sides, and we got some soju, Jeju soju. So yeah. So there she is. Our food, I mean. The waitress came over and like put everything on for us. And here are our sides. And we have our little tongs and our scissors, and we're gonna eat now. And we get the hot bowl leg. Yay! So we don't really know how to know when these are done. So we'll figure it out. That one's moving.
Yeah,
like
it's moving a lot.
So I'll take that as a wow. I'll take that as a good sign. We have no idea what to do with these. We don't know how they're cooked. We don't know when they're done. We are improvising, and Steph doesn't eat seafood often, so these are all mine. And I love shellfish, so yummy, yummy, yummy. Ready? That is delicious. Oh my god. It's so juicy. It is so different from like regular K-barbecue pork. It is so incredibly juicy. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Let me get some.
It's really good.
It is really, really good. Let me get some samjang on here. And let me... That is so good. And now I'm gonna try that abalone, which is another famous dish from another famous food from Jeju. It is a shellfish that I have never heard of. Again, this is the one we don't know how to cook. So we'll see what happens. That's delicious too. Oh my god. It tastes like, it obviously tastes like seafood, like shellfish, but without that like fishy flavor, that heavy ocean flavor. So I just had like the connecting part. I'm gonna have the actual like muscle organism part. This seems like it's gonna be a little tough. I think we cooked it wrong, but I'm excited. Okay. No. I think it's overcooked. It's definitely too tough. We should have taken it off sooner. But again, it has that flavor of like fish without it being fishy. I really like seafood, so I don't mind that like ocean flavor. But it's just so fresh and it tastes so good. And then everything else here we've had before already, so nothing crazy. But Jeju black pork and abalone, wonderful. And the abalone was supposed to be cooked longer than I cooked it before. It is very soft now. Not very soft, but soft enough to eat. And cutting it up into pieces helps. And it's absolutely delicious still. I love mushrooms. So my favorite part of barbecue now is the mushrooms. And then a little bit of this tasty sauce, absolutely wonderful. And then you eat it. And then also something we didn't do until Korea, they give you slices of garlic to fry and eat. And actually it's really good because when you fry garlic to like the point of it browning or almost burning, it loses the garlic taste and it's like really aromatic and really good. Okay, we ended up going here because the other one was closed. And I didn't mention this earlier, actually, but what? Oh, we went up there, here. We didn't mention this earlier, but this is part of Black Pork Street in Jeju. Like I mentioned, black pork is a Jeju specialty, and it was delicious. We've had samgyeopsal, which is Korean barbecue pork belly, like Korean bacon they call it, and that's like normal barbecue. And we were thinking, you know, how different could it be? It was look, samgyeopsal is good, but like this was kind of like a pork chop taste. Like it tasted like meat instead of pork belly.
Soft and juicy.
It was wonderful. But so black pork is a Jeju specialty, and they have Black Pork Street, and it's actually a lot smaller than I thought it would be. It's only about 6 restaurants, I think. And they all serve kind of the same thing, and that was the only one that would take us, actually.
Yeah.
We Googled one of them, the first one we chose, we wanted to go to because it was highly reviewed, and when we Googled it, it said it closed at midnight, and we got back pretty late tonight and wanted to relax. So we were like, oh yeah, it's safe, whatever. Show up, they're closed. Go to the one across the street, that one says they're closed. And then finally this one shop takes us, but they start cleaning while we're still eating, but we're very happy they took us.
Yeah, there were like 3 other tables who were still eating when we got there.
There were like 3 or 4 other tables.
And then the minute they started cleaning, everyone got up, and we were like, we had just started eating our food. We weren't rushing because it's like they seated us, so it's obvious they were okay with us being there. Yeah.
And they just cleaned around us, and no one said anything or was looking at us funny.
Yeah, they weren't rushing us out of it. The only thing that she did do was turn off our grill, but it kind of makes sense because we had nothing on our grill anyway besides like some vegetables.
They also do that regularly, just to make sure you don't burn the place down.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, it's not that big of a deal.
But anyways, it was very, very good. And we're very happy they took us this late because I think they took us 15 minutes before closing.
Yeah.
And
we got the smallest portion, and that was enough for both of us.
Yeah.
Like, usually
more than enough.
Yeah,
we left food.
Yeah. We left a lot of vegetables. It was really cool.
Yeah. We don't know where we are right now. We're heading to a bus stop. But anyways, to wrap things up, this was our first day in Jeju. We are here for 6 nights and 7 days. We have a lot planned. We packed our itinerary like really, really tightly so that we could see everything we wanted to see and do as much as we could.
We have FOMO. We have fear of missing out, and like we want to do everything we can, and like we're already missing out on a couple of things. Like we won't go go-karting, and we won't go to Snoopy Land or whatever.
No, the maze one.
And that maze thing. Yeah. Oh my god, that maze thing is so cool.
But we
have like no time.
We have no time because we've packed our schedules like crazy, crazy tight.
Yeah, and even today we were like, okay, we're gonna cut off a couple of things. Not only because we were tired, but also because like our phones were dying, and it was just a lot of stuff. And we came back at like what, 8?
And transportation in Jeju is very, very difficult, so that it takes hours to get places that are like an 8-minute drive, 10-minute drive. So just that. But anyways, this was our first day. Stay tuned. I'll do a vlog for every single day, and our reactions to things today was great. Like it was so good.
Yeah, it was a really good first day. Like it was very stressful and very exhausting, but it was a really, really good day. I'm really happy with everything that we got to do and all that stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Bye.